So today we're going to look at a mini glute series and we're going to do everything on one side. So hopefully you're going to get really fatigued on one side before you then move on to the other. So we're going to start on the floor, on your mat. And if you want to grab a pillow behind your head, you completely can. And you're going to lie with your hands just resting down by your side. And we're going to start with a bridge. But what I want you to do, we're going double leg, is bring your feet as close to your bottom as you possibly can. So from here, with your hands rested by your side, you're going to just stand into both feet, send your knees over your toes and lift yourself up. And then just lower yourself back down again. So we're going to keep going. Now you should feel a really big pull through your quads, through the front of your thigh. And that's okay, that's what we want to happen. We want to feel a little bit more in your glute, a little bit less in the back of your thigh, and quite a big stretch in the front. So this is just to warm ourselves up. So every time you sigh, stand into your feet, send your knees over your toes, come into that stretch, and then lay yourself back down again. And see when you're doing this, if you can lay and kind of leave your upper back down. So it's like your shoulder blades are always staying settled into the mat. And as you look down your nose, keep those thighs running parallel. So they're not sort of splitting out to the side of the room, but your legs are sort of train tracks running in the same direction. So we're going to just do 2 more, and then we're going to move on to the single leg work. So pause here. Now I'm going to do my right side first. So walk your feet in the normal comfortable position for a bridge, and I'm going to lift my left leg up to tabletop. As you stand into your right foot, we're going to do a single leg bridge, and then we're going to lay it back down again. So we're really looking to come into hip extension here. So you want to make sure you're feeling that glute, but also the back of your thigh. And again, if you look down your nose, your hip bones should be really nice and level. So really make sure that your upper back stays nice and settled. We're not gripping through there. We're breathing equally. And I could almost have, it's like the world's most boring seesaw. Your hip bones are really nice and level. We're going to do 5 more. And using your out breath out, really drive through your heel and try and get that last little bit of hip extension. So you should be feeling that you can open the front of your hips as much as possible. Last one. Pause there. We're going to come onto your side. So we're going to go left side down, hand and palm flat to the floor, elbow underneath your shoulder. We're going to keep your legs, your bottom leg will be bent, your top leg will be straight, and you can do the whole thing in this position if you need to, but otherwise try and come up and then come back down again. So press into your hands, press into your bottom leg and lift your hip up. So we're really nicely weight bearing through that left side. From here, we're just going to lift and lower that top leg. So your underneath leg will be working. Your underneath tummy muscles will be working, and your shoulder will definitely be working. So keep trying to breathe, and you can do it with a pointed foot, but you can also flex that foot and really drive through your heel, because that's going to give you a lot more kind of activation through that glute. Last 2. 1 more, hold it up. You're going to do circles. So how still, how quiet can you keep your body? So we're not aiming to rock around all over the place, but we're really keeping that body nice and still. I'm attempting to count, but it's always gone wrong. You're going to do 2 more. Pause and reverse. So really press into that bottom side. Make sure that you're not losing that shoulder connection. So it's almost like you're pulling your elbow towards your bottom. You're going to go for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Bend that knee almost like you've got a clam in the air. Put your top hand on your thigh, and you're going to kick that leg forward, bend it in, really making sure the thigh doesn't change positions. So you should be feeling that bottom glute quite a lot right now. You should be feeling the top glute quite a lot, but you're almost kicking up towards the ceiling. We're going to do 3 more. You can probably hear my knees creaking. Last one, pause in, and you're going to do little tap backs. So keeping that kind of position of your knee and your thigh. So it's like you're in a 90-90 position. We're moving from the hip to take us back. You're going to go for 5. Keep pressing into your hand. See if you can keep that breath going. Last 2. 1 more. And pause. Bring your hips all the way back down again. Brilliant. We're going to come onto all fours. And it's our right leg that's moving still. So keep your feet flat to the floor. So we want your ankles nice and open. Index finger, so pointer finger, going straight up your mat. And just do a couple of cat-cows so that you really feel where your kind of middle ground, your neutral position is. Settle somewhere in the middle and just allow your body to sag between your shoulder blades. Press into the floor, really feel that lift out of your shoulders, and we're going to go into some hip extension. So we're going to bring your right leg, so your heel comes towards your bottom. And we're going to go straight for hip extension. So keep that press into your hand. We're going to slide that kneecap away from us to come up. And then it just comes back down again. Now, have a little look between your hands. So that left leg, you should be having it vertical. So you shouldn't be kind of leaning over to that left side. We want the left leg vertical. And you want to see if you can find the stop point. So the point at which it's no longer in your right glute, but it almost goes into your back. So you get that big arch like I just did there. So can you find the place where your right glute is working? If you need to, keep an eye on that left thigh. It needs to stay vertical. We're going to go 3 more. Last one. And then pause at the bottom. We're coming out to the side. So again, can your pelvis stay level? So it's almost like if I put a ball or a drink on the back of your bottom, can you keep it really nice and level? Look down at that thigh, make sure it's really nice and vertical. So we're really stabilizing through that left leg. You're going to do 3 more. Last 2. Now, hold it out there. We're going to circle round into that hip extension, back in again. So out, round, and back in. And again, how much can you keep your torso, that back, from arching? So you're really isolating this to the hip. And can that left thigh stay vertical the whole time? So check in on it, and then lift that head back up again. And we're going to reverse after this one. So come straight back, out to the side, back in. So your side tummy muscles should be working. You should be feeling this in your arms. You should be feeling this in both glutes. Last 2. 1 more. And then pause. Brilliant. We're going to come up into standing. So we're going to do possibly my favorite exercise of all. We're going to do a scooter with a couple of variations. So from here, hands onto your hip sockets, and you're going to sit yourself back and lean forward at the same time. So we've got this lovely kind of diagonal bend forward. From there, we're going to load our right leg, and you're going to slide your left leg back and forwards. Really simple to start. So your gaze should be following your spine. And try and keep the weight into your heel. And it's okay for your foot to wobble. Okay, we want your foot to change, because if your foot is moving, then hopefully your pelvis and hips have to change a little bit less. Good. So when you're doing it again, if you're not sure if you're arching your back, put one hand on your pubic bone and one hand on your tail. And you're going to see if they stay the same. So you shouldn't feel like there's a kind of big arch in your back happening and your pubic bones dive between. So just remember that pelvic clock. We're going to do 3 more here. Hopefully you're already starting to feel your right glute. Last one. And then you're going to pause with it back there. We're going to take our left hand to our left rib cage. And here's our variation. You're going to slide your left hand towards your right hip so that we've got rotation. You're then going to slide that hand down just past your knee, and then you're going to come all the way back up again and derotate. So the important thing about this is that the bend in your knee stays the same. So it's your body moving around your hips, your pelvis moving around your thigh bone, rather than you just bending your knee to get back down. So we want rotation forward trunk flexion. And then slide it all the way back up again. You should be really feeling your glute now. Good, we're gonna do 3 more. So see if you can really get rib cage rotates. You slide down and forward. That leg hasn't changed at all. We're really loading that heel, and hopefully you're still breathing. Last one. And stand it all the way up. Brilliant. Okay, one more to finish. Last one on that right side. Give that right leg a bit of a shake out. We're going to do a sort of version of a curtsy squat. So you're going to stand onto your right leg, bring your left leg up off the floor. Might have to just step forward onto a solid floor now. So we've got that left leg up, hips are nice and stable. We're going to go left knee to the outside of your right ankle. So big breath in. You're going to reach it back, down, and then drive yourself back up again. And again. You go round, behind you. Try and touch that outside ankle bone. We're only going to do 3 more. 5 is our magic number for this. Try and use those abdominals to keep you stable. Keep that breath going. 1 more. This is your last one. Try and get as low as you can and drive all the way back up again. Fantastic. Well done, guys. We're going to go into a quick glute stretch. So if you come back onto your floor, pop your hands behind you and we're going to go into a figure of 4 stretch. So you can just cross your legs. So it's almost like you're sitting cross-legged, kind of like a man. And then you're going to let your thigh just drop out to the side. And we're just going to rotate it across us and out. So you can do this, you can do a pigeon pose, you can lie on your back and do the same thing. The closer that left leg is towards you, the more of a glute stretch you'll get. But try not to slump down as you're doing it. Try to stay really nice and upright. Because in a second, you guys are going to reverse this video and do the entire thing on the other side. Thanks for joining me. Why not check out these related videos? Thanks for joining us, everyone.